Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello again, welcome to Basics of Noise and its Measurement. This week we have been discussing the transmission line equation, and using it we have been solving for propagation of sound waves in 1D tubes. And till so far what we have accomplished is that we have been able to solve for sound propagation in a closed tube as well as in an open tube. Today what we will do is essentially we will cover two things. The first thing is we will see as to how sound propagates in an extremely long tube, and mathematically we can call it a semi-infinite tube. So this tube goes on forever and it does not have a terminating point. So how does sound travel in such tubes? So that is one. And the second thing is that we will introduce today this concept of specific acoustic impedance. So earlier we had talked about another impedance known as characteristic impedance, and it was defined as Z naught, and we found that its value was rho naught times C, and it did not change with respect to position or time, and it was a property of the medium. And today we are going to define another type of impedance, specific acoustic impedance, and see what we make of it. So once again welcome to today's lecture, and we are going to discuss for starters the semi-infinite tube. So semi-infinite tube, okay. So the tube would be something like this. And what these terms, these symbols designate is that the tube is keeping on going in the positive x direction forever, so it does not terminate at any point. At the other end, so it has a fixed end at the other point, okay. So its length is infinite in positive direction, but it has a beginning. It has a beginning, but it has no end. So that is why we call it as a semi-infinite tube. And at this end, what we are doing, so this is again exciting it using a piston. So what we know is that, so this is in this case, let's say x is equal to 0. Okay. So in this case this is my positive direction, and the tube has infinite length in the positive direction, and at x is equal to 0 we know that the pressure is given by T at 0t is given by some number 42, for instance, cosine of 2t plus pi over 6. So when we write transmission line equations for this, the equations will be same, and as discussed earlier and as explained earlier in the case of this closed tube, we would have 4 unknowns and 2 equations. And to solve for 4 unknowns we need 2 extra conditions. Now one condition we know is that at x is equal to 0 the pressure is this. So this is my first condition. And this is basically a boundary condition at x is equal to 0. Now the other, in the case of a closed tube and an open tube, we had also a known boundary at the other end. But in this case, because the tube is extremely long, infinitely long, it has no other end, it has only one end. So there is no other boundary condition. So then what would be the second condition? Because without prescription of the second condition, we cannot find all the 4 unknowns, because now we have only 2 transmission line equations. This is the third equation, but then what is the fourth condition? And the fourth condition we can infer based on the fact that the length of this tube is infinite. So, and then again you have to look at the physics of this problem. What is happening is that you have a piston at x equals 0 and it is producing sound, and the sound is traveling, and we have seen that the solutions for pressure wave could be that there is a wave propagating in the positive x direction and there could be a wave propagating in the negative x direction. Now, in this case, physically, because the tube is extremely long, there is no wave propagating in the negative x direction, because the sound, it gets generated here and it just keeps on traveling, and it does not hit a boundary to reflect back. In case of a closed tube or an open tube, there was a boundary, and at that boundary the sound was getting reflected back. Here that reflection is not happening. So, that reality has to be now expressed as a mathematical relation, and that will be that my P minus, which represents the complex amplitude of the backward travelling wave, that is equal to 0. So, this is my second condition, and please note that this second condition is not a boundary condition, but it is the condition which reflects the reality of the fact that the length of the tube is infinite in positive x direction. So, these are the 2 conditions, and with these 2 conditions we can now solve for P and U. So, once again I will write down the transmission line equation. So, Pxt is equal to real of P plus E minus j omega x over c plus P minus E j omega x over c E j omega t, and U of xt is equal to real of P plus E minus j omega x over c minus P minus E j omega x over c E j omega t times 1 over z naught, and because P minus is 0, so these are general equations, but because P minus is 0, this thing goes away and this thing also goes away. Okay. Now, with these P minus terms gone, these 2 equations represent solution for semi infinite tube. Okay. Now, we have 2 equations and we still have 3 unknowns, P plus, this function is unknown, and U of xt is unknown. So, we have 2 equations, 3 unknowns. So, the third condition is this one, and we will use this condition to eliminate and solve for all of these unknowns. So, that is what we are going to do. So, now what we do is we apply the boundary condition at x is equal to 0, and that is P of 0 t equals 42 cosine of 2t plus pi over 6. Okay. And this I can write it as real of 42 e j 2t plus pi over 6. So, now I apply this thing in the equation for pressure, and what I get is P of 0t is equal to real of 42 e j 2t plus pi over 6, and that equals real of P plus E minus j omega, and the value of x is 0 in this case. So, this term goes away. So, it is p plus E j omega t. Okay. I am going to expand this side further and rewrite this equation. So, and I will omit this thing called real. So, what this means is that 42 E j times 2t times E j pi over 6 equals p plus E j omega t. Okay. What this means is, so this equation has to be valid for all values of time. It has to be valid for all values of time, and that will happen only if this 2t term is same as omega t, which means 2t should be omega t, implying that omega equals 2. And the second condition is that this term in green should be equal to p plus. So, which means p plus equals 42 e to the power of j pi over 6. Okay. So, now we have a specific solution for semi-infinite tube, which is specific because it corresponds to this boundary condition. So, with this simplification, my solution is P of x and t. So, what I do is I put these things back in the expression for pressure. So, P of x and t is equal to real of 42 e to the power of j pi over 6, because this thing is p plus, right, times e to the power of j omega x over c, and omega will be 2. So, I am going to erase it, j times 2x over c. I will make it clearer, minus j times 2x over c, where 2 is the value of omega, times e j times 2 t, real of 42 e to the power of j 2t minus 2x over c plus pi over 6. So, the value of pressure is P of x and t equals 42 cosine of 2t minus 2x over c plus pi over 6. So, that is my pressure function. Okay. And similarly, I can compute the value of u as a function of t, because here the expression for u is given, and all I have to do is substitute p plus by 42 e j pi over 6 and omega by 2, and I will get an expression for u also. So, that is the solution for a semi-infinite tube. So, what are the important characteristics for these tubes? That for a semi-infinite tube, the value of P negative, that is the complex amplitude of backward travelling wave, is 0. For a closed tube, the value of u at the closed end is 0, and for an open tube, the value of P, that is pressure, at the open end is 0. So, if we apply these three conditions, then we should be able to solve for the pressure and velocity for all these three tubes. So at this stage, I would like to introduce a new term, and it is called specific acoustic impedance. Okay. And this is designated by term Z, and this is nothing but the ratio of complex pressure at any point in a tube. So this definition of acoustic impedance right now is for one dimensional wave only. So it is the amplitude of complex pressure at location x and at corresponding to a frequency, and also so this ratio of pressure and velocity amplitudes, complex pressure amplitude and complex velocity amplitude, and these amplitudes can vary with respect to frequency, and also they can vary with respect to position. So now what I am going to do is so now you have seen how to calculate the value of u and p for open, closed and semi-infinite tube. So what we will do is we will develop a table which lists the characteristic impedance as well as the specific acoustic impedance for all these three tubes. So you have tube, and the first one is semi-infinite, the second one is closed, and the third one is open. Okay. And the characteristic impedance is Z0 for all the three, because it does not change. It does not depend on the system. It's the function of the medium. It depends on the medium only, and its value is rho naught c, where rho naught is the density and c is the velocity of sound in the medium. But specific acoustic impedance, that is defined as Z, and if you do the math for semi-infinite tube, you will find that the specific impedance, specific acoustic impedance for semi-infinite tube comes out to be Z0. For a closed loop, for a closed tube, it works out to be J times Z0 cotangent of omega x over c. And for an open tube, it corresponds to J times minus J times Z0 tangent of omega x over c. So this is an important table, and what this says is that the specific acoustic impedance actually depends on the boundary conditions of the system, and if it's a semi-infinite tube, it's same as Z0. If it is a closed tube, then it depends on the cotangent of omega x over c, and if it is an open tube, then it depends on the tangent of omega x over c. So this is the overall summary, and this closes this particular lecture, and what we will do in the next lecture is a continuation of this, and now we will start talking about imperfect terminations. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.